What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video, we're diving into the Halloween Cup with Drapion, Wormadam Trash, and Alolan Marowak. Something fun to kind of get me started. I did find that Alolan Marowak is sweeping teams. Lo and behold, it's the GOAT for a reason. Now, before we get into today's video, I just want to let you guys know I'm going to be starting something new here on the channel. And this is by no means something that you guys have to do. You guys sitting here watching the video, smashing that like button, and let me know how you guys are doing in Go Battle League is already amazing. But I'm going to be starting a YouTube membership program. If you guys decide to join the YouTube members, you guys will get access to the teams that I run that perform well before the video drops on YouTube, as well as access to custom emojis that you guys can use in the comments. So if you guys would like to support the channel and get access to these teams before the YouTube video drops, be sure to join the YouTube membership. But again, by no means do you guys have to do this. Just being here, enjoying the video is already amazing, so thank you all for the support. Alright, getting into game one, we have Drapion on the lead versus Toxapex. Somewhat of a decent matchup right here for us because Crunch is going to be doing quite a bit of neutral damage. Brian as well doesn't do too much, but what I've found with this team is that Drapion on the lead is basically going to be a sacrificial Pokemon for us. The whole point of it is to get ourselves an advantage so that the Alolan Marowak can sweep in the end game. So we're going to go ahead and actually shield the Brian right there. I'm reading that maybe they have stuff weak in the back to Drapion, so I'm going to go ahead and look to go for a shield to keep him pretty healthy. Now we do get a shield right back and a swap out in a Alolan Marowak. So my inkling was telling me, my intuition was telling me that there was something weak in the back, and sure enough, there was an Alolan Marowak. So they decided to go for the charge move here. I think this is going to be Bone Club, so we're going to let it go because it's not going to be enough to take us out, and we're also going to swap into a Alolan Marowak right here for the mirror fight, saving our Drapion for a potential sack swap in the late game. We're also going to be shielding right here, as it is going to be the Shadow Bone, loading up on a bit of extra energy, and then going for a Shadow Bone ourselves now to take out the Alolan Marowak. Goat mirror fight. Haven't seen this in a long time. Boom! One-shots it right there. All right. Now we're going to see Toxapex come back in. Thankfully, we do resist poison jabs, and we're going to go ahead. Well, we don't have any shields. Brine, even though it is super effective, watch how much damage this does. Not a lot, considering that is a water type Pokemon against a ghost type Ghost Shadow. I need more coffee. Shadow. But they do swap into Malamar, so we're going to go ahead and try to go for Shadow Bone right here, forcing their energy as well. So Wormadam Trash looking very strong to close this game out for us. Toxapex as well is extremely low. So we're going to come in with the Wormadam. Now we did save Drapion for a sack swap, so we're going to go ahead and go for that, and we catch it. Beautiful right here. Good job, Drapion. This is going to be catching that charge move. Granted, I don't think we really needed this in order to win the game, because all we needed to do was get to a Bug Buzz right here, which they wouldn't have been able to get to 2 foul plays in time anyways. So Bug Buzz now going to be one-shotting. Boom! Takes it out right there, and then we will Confusion down the Toxapex, and that is going to be a good battle. Very well played. Alright, moving to the next one, we have Drapion on the lead versus Umbreon. Okay, we're obviously going to stay in here with Drapion. This is a really nice matchup for us because it keeps the GOAT away from it. That's the whole point of this team. It is all about the GOAT, utilizing Drapion and Wormadam Trash to get rid of all the hard counters or soften things up so the GOAT can sweep. Now, in these situations, we're just going to be going straight Sludge Bomb. We're trying to do as much neutral damage as possible. There's no point to try to shield bait with a Crunch because they're not going to be shielding anyway. So just go straight Sludge Bomb here. No shield everything as well, because you should be able to get yourself shield advantage after we get to 2 more Sludge Bombs. The first one is going to get the Umbreon very low. The second one is going to threaten the one-shot. So they will be forced to shield right here as we do get to it. So this is where if the Umbreon wants to take switch advantage, they have to shield, which means Alolan Marowak, which they do, is going to have a lot better time closing this game out. Now, they decide to go for another charge move, which is good. If they tried to farm down, I would have gotten to another one myself. So the foul play will take us out. Now we're going to come in with Wormadam right here, and we're going to have to actually throw a charge move in order to take out the Umbreon. Now my opponent makes a slight mistake right here, and they decide to go for Last Resort. Granted, when we look at the damage, because a foul play is about to come through right now, it's somewhat the same, and I was going to tank 2 charge moves anyways. The health here on Wormadam Trash is not what I'm looking for. So we're just going to go ahead and go for the Iron Head. What I wanted was a little bit of extra energy, and I want 2 shields for Alolan Marowak because Umbreon might clearly be the only counter left in this game for Alolan Marowak. So we will see Shadow Granbull. Clearly, they are weak to anti-fairy, so we're going to go ahead and go for the Iron Head right now to force that final shield, and then we're going to swap into the Goat to close this game out. Fire Spin does a lot of damage. Now, they bring in a Toxapex right here, which is still good for us. We have 2-0 shields. Shadow Bone is neutral, has the ability to drop that defense, which we do get right here. This is going to make this matchup a lot better. Because Fire Spins plus 1 more Shadow Bone should be able to take out the Toxapex. And all we need to do is shield the Brine. And this is looking to be a good game, very well played. So we're going to go ahead and overload a bit, go for another Shadow Bone now. And Toxapex is going to be extremely low where we can fully farm down and then go for a Shadow Bone versus the Shadow Granbull. And we can safely shield right here as well, because the Granbull does not have enough energy for a crunch to take us out. So we will just farm down. We have Shadow Bone, and that is going to be a good game, very well played. So Shadow Alolan Marowak right here. What I found with this team is it can sweep a lot of teams as long as you get rid of those hard counters, which we do see quite often on the lead. All right, so good game. We got Nidoqueen now on the lead here for us, so we're just going to go ahead and stay in and look to go for these crunches as they do quite a bit. Someone's gonna comment down below. ZyoniK 2022 doo-doo. We're gonna go. We get the defense drop. And then this is a risky situation. It's like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and shield, and it was the Earth Power. So that's actually a huge shield for us. And they decide to swap out now into Drapion. So we actually have to stay in this situation because we can't swap out into the Goat. We can't really swap out into Wormadam. And Wormadam does a lot better against the Nidoqueen with that confusion damage. So Drapion here with already 2 charge moves ahead on their Drapion is going to be our best bet. So we're just going to go ahead and stay in this matchup and do as much crunch damage as we can. We do get the defense drop as well, which means this next crunch might just threaten them and probably will get a shield from my opponent. So the crunch does get us somewhat low. They get a defense drop as well. So defenses are falling everywhere. And we will be able to get to another crunch in time. We do get a shield. I'm going to go ahead and swap into the Wormadam now to farm down, get ahead on energy, and save my own Drapion for potential late game usage because it does have enough health on it where I could potentially get to a crunch to close this game out. Now they decide to swap into Skuntank, so I'm actually going to go ahead and go for Iron Head here. Bug Buzz does do more damage, but Iron Head I know won't KO it, and they probably weren't going to shield. And I want to come in with the Goat and hard farm down the Skuntank to close this game out. So we're going to let the crunch go through. I thought it was going to be a Flamethrower, but we do get that extra confusion damage, and now we're in a very good situation where Fire Spin here from Alolan Marowak is going to give us just enough energy now. So we're going to go ahead and Fire Spin down. This is a beautiful situation now for us because the Nidoqueen is out of energy. Drapion is relatively low, and Fire Spin damage is going to be hurting. So the Drapion decides to come back in and throw the crunch. This is going to be the hardest hitting move left available. There is still Earth Power in the back, but they don't have enough energy for it. So we're going to go ahead and go for the Shadow Bone right now to force that final shield. And because I kept my Drapion alive, I can now swap into Drapion, and we did get a defense drop, and go for the crunch. Now they decided to go for the Poison Fang right away. Thankfully, we do resist this, and it's not going to be enough to take us out. So we should be able to get to the crunch in time. Now this is a tough situation. There's still a Drapion in the back with a little bit of health. And thankfully, because of the defense drop, they will take us out faster than normal, and we can Fire Spin down. Good game. Had we not gotten the Poison Fang debuff, they might have crunched my Alolan Marowak. So that was very close. Alright, so we got a Shadow Alolan Marowak here on the lead. Pretty positive for us, and we obviously want to keep this thing away from the Wormadam trash, and they're deciding to stay in. So this is probably going to be a Bone Club Alolan Marowak. So what I want to do here is get as much shield pressure on them as possible by going for double crunches. We get to the first one here, and we should be able to get to the second one to get both shields from Alolan Marowak. We get the first one. Now we're going to be able to get to the second crunch. And this is now going to be a good situation for us. If we can get 2 shields, we can definitely sweep. But they decided to no-shield that second one. And we got the defense drop. So this is actually fine with me, because I can come in with my own Alolan Marowak and farm down with Fire Spin. That defense drop right there is going to allow us to be able to farm down before they can get to another charge move, which is perfect. We now have 2-to-1 shields. Let's see what they have in the back. It is going to be Frostlass. Okay, Alolan Marowak is obviously doing very well against their backline. We go for the Shadow Bone right here. It is going to be doing super effective damage, but clearly I have found this. A lot of teams have been weak to Alolan Marowak, so we're going to go ahead and shield this up. Load up on energy because they clearly don't have a dark type Pokemon in the back stopping that Shadow Ball, and we will see them swap out right here, and it is going to be Wormadam. So yeah, very, very weak to Alolan Marowak. Now I decided to go for Shadow Bone right here. I should have gone for Fire Blast for the booms, but that was a mistake on me. We're going to go ahead and swap out now into Wormadam. I don't know why, I just decided to. Either way, I could have won by just straight farming down. But I decided to go into Wormadam, and we're just going to go ahead and let this go through, and then just Confusion down to close this game out. So that is going to be a good battle, very well played. But yeah, this team, Alolan Marowak, even with other teams that you guys may be using, Alolan Marowak has been so deadly in this meta, especially for tomorrow's video. Wink, wink. That was a terrible wink. All right, we got Nidoqueen. Sorry, I'm also sick as well. Give me a minute. I also have a cold, so I do apologize. But what did we have there on the lead? I missed that. We got Nidoqueen swap in right here. It was Azumarill on the lead. So yeah, positive lead. They swap in a Nidoqueen. So we're just going to go ahead and no-shield basically everything and just full Confusion down right here. Now they might just get to the Earth Power, which is going to do a lot more damage. But I'm okay. I want shields for Alolan Marowak and Drapion, because I can still win this by fully farming down. So let's see what they decide to come in with. It is going to be, I think it's Trevenant. And spoilers. Yeah, it's Trevenant. I decided to go straight for Ironhead. I blind through that. I was just assuming Azumarill was going to come in. But Ironhead anyways still does a lot of damage, and we don't get to the second one in time. But this is going to be a good game because Alolan Marowak right here is going to be able to Fire Spin down, and that was not enough energy there for Shadow Ball, which means it's just going to be a Seed Bomb, so we're going to go ahead and let that go. And then they will swap into Azumarill, so we're going to go for the Shadow Bone now, hoping for that debuff. And then we can just swap into Drapion to close this game out. So we go ahead and swap through. We do get the debuff as well, which is perfect. And I'm also going to go ahead and let this go through. I'm going to guess it's an Ice Beam Shield Bait. But no, it was a Hydro Pump. Things just got very dangerous very quickly. You were probably lolling away in your sleep going, oh, he's going to win. Whoa, Hydro Pump just landed. All right, now things are getting very dangerous. We got to go for multiple crunches right here to try and get shield pressure and chip damage. So this next crunch hopefully lands. Yeah, it does land. Beautiful. That means we should be able to farm down. We're going to have to shield right here, obviously. Trevenant as well is out of energy, and it's very low on health, so we do stop the play rough. And then we will be able to farm down. They swap out into Trevenant, but that's okay. Fire Spin does do super effective damage, and they decide to surrender right there. So, good game, very well played, but way to surprise me there with the Hydro Pump right at the end. I was not expecting that. I was like, whoa, okay, things just got very dangerous. But this team did extremely well. Really, really solid set for me right there to start things off. So, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Again, if you guys want to join the YouTube memberships, it's really simple to do. You guys will see posts from me about the teams that I'm running before the YouTube video drops. So, I already have a post on there today about the video coming out Sunday, if you guys want to do that. But again, by no means, you guys don't have to. Just watching this video, staying all the way to the end, smashing the like button is already amazing. So thank you all for the support. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and like always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.